Gave you too much, now I'm swallowed. Now I'm a fool while you're breaking rules. Dangerous path that I follow. Oh, go on, just do what you do. And it hurts as I bleed for you, cry for you. Let me bleed as I bleed for you, cry for you. Let me bleed. Let me bleed. Let me. All of the pain seems to follow, like a shadow, dark and cold to the touch. Am I insane not to let go? Oh, go on, just do what you do. And it hurts as I bleed for you, cry for you. Let me bleed as I bleed for you, cry for you. Let me bleed. Let me bleed. Let me.
Welcome, 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 everybody, to Honeybees Homestead. I'm Honeybees, your host. And yes, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I can't sleep. And I see that a lot of others can't sleep as well, or either you're on the West Coast or in Alaska. Good morning, everybody. 1 o'clock in the morning, so I can say that. Good morning, everybody. Marianne Hope is in the house. Stephanie Dawson is awake. Hey, girl. Trumps is in the house. Hey, beautiful. Chandra, hey. I got all of your pictures today. I've just now downloaded them. Now I've got to upload them to the computer. So I'm getting all technical now. All things serious. Hello, Eddie. How are you? I see you're awake. Red Rooster, hello, my dear friend. Missy Horn is in the house. Hey, Hey, honey bun. So, how's everybody doing this morning? Daniel Barry's here. Demo, oh my gosh. Hola. Orale, my buddy. How are you, my friend? How are you? Miss G is in the house. Hello, everyone. I'm new. Oh, you're so funny, girl. Bama is in the house. Yes, as long as your phone cooperates. Yes, thank you everyone for being here. I just wanted to come on and talk because that's the best thing to do whenever you can't sleep at night and your mind is racing. And thank God I have this platform that I can just come on to and I can just start talking and I can have 19 people in the house at 1 o'clock in the morning that can come and visit me and make me feel like I'm not alone. Do you sometimes feel like you're alone? Is that sometimes how you feel? What's up, bitch? I love you, girl. Do you sometimes ever feel like you're alone? Today was one of those days for me, even though I had my husband here with me, my mother in law here with me. Today, I really felt, and something triggered it. Something really triggered it. And, you know, um, it's good when you can learn what your triggers are, you know. Um, I was watching a certain person and the way that they talked about taking their son to the beach and how they really didn't enjoy it and made it seem like it was such a chore to do made me feel as if, wow, you're so blessed and you don't even know it. You know, I only wish that I could do that uh, again, you know. It was just sad to me and it triggered something in me. And so I've been an emotional mess today and usually guys, I'm not an emotional mess. I really am not. I can hold the shit together, okay? I've been through a lot of shit. I can hold it together, but sometimes it's good to let that stuff break down and just come on out. Hey Lisa, welcome in. Yes, yes, cherish those times. Yeah, you're right, Eddie. We're never alone. We're never alone. Oh, thank you. All right. Thanks for coming over, Lisa. Thank you for coming over. I hope you enjoy yourself here. We got a great chat who have loving hearts, and we love to uplift each other when we're down. Um, yeah, I saw that, Miss G, and oh gosh, it really triggered, a lot of things in me. Um, thank you, Red. I receive all those hugs. I receive all those hugs. He does, Marianne. He does. Oh, Missy, Drones had something on his live stream today, and it was just, I don't know, my heart just goes out to the child, and I don't want to get into it on here, but All I can say is cherish your children. Cherish your children. And if you don't have children, then cherish the ones around you. Because I'm going through a lot of changes right now. Things are really, really fixing to be different for me and my husband. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm actually happy about it. You guys know that he's fixing to go and work, and we're real excited about this new adventure. Um, but I've become, dependent upon my husband for a lot, and not only that, but through our grief of losing our son, we've had each other for the past 4 years to cling to, and now we're going to be separated, and we're best friends. And so I feel like I know obviously I'm not losing my best friend, right? I'm not losing my best friend, but he won't be here in my presence. And you know as well as I do that being in the presence of someone sometimes is all you need. You know, you just need the presence of that person. You don't even need to hear what the person, you don't even have to have a conversation. You can just drive down the road and you can be in silence and you can enjoy each other's company and knowing that no word has to be spoken. Right. And see, I have 30 years with my husband. 30 years. And he's worked out of town and come back in, home and, worked out of town and, so I'm used to that in the past when my kids were young and I had kids to raise, Grammy Cat. Hi all, I've missed you too, girlfriend. Thank you, Chandra. My husband is a great guy. Everyone has their faults, but seriously, my husband doesn't have a lot of faults. I mean, he's perfect for me. And hence we've been married 30 years. Miss G. You crack me up, girl. Thank you, Eddie. I saw your message. You're just a message away. I know you are, hun, and I appreciate that. I really do. That's the joys that I have here. I'm sure you know as well too, Eddie, the support that you have. I have that support. I have a lot of people that I can reach out to, which I did today. You know, I bent some ears today and talked to some people because if I keep it closed up, then it'll just well up and it won't be good for me. You're not missing anything, Missy. You're not missing anything. He's still I know, Grammy Cat. I saw that. What her name is Girly. Girly's gifted him 26 yesterday and 26 or 20 today. She won't send him the money, but she'll gift him the the memberships, which mean they'll go for 1 month and then they'll drop off. But she says she's cleaning out the bushes. That's what she says she was doing. Yeah, Jones is sinking his ship, no doubt, using and falling into a dark hole. Yeah, he's sinking quickly, and I don't even have to help. He's just doing it on his own. Yeah, all things. If you want to come up, it's okay, Grammy. Just use it up, use it, and or don't use it or whatever. Oh, You need to clean your bushes. Oh, Eddie, would you like to come up? If so, I'll drop the link. None of us will get gifted when we are blocked. That's right, Miss G. If you're blocked, you won't get gifted. Oh my gosh. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, just let me know when you're ready, Eddie, and I'll drop it. That way we don't have stupid people trying to get in. Yeah, she's over there talking crap, Missy. She's over there talking crap. There you go, girlfriend. Say someone went in as a clone of my buzzing about crime account. I shit you not. I mean, I was sitting there watching the chat and all of a sudden buzzing about crime, same avatar, everything popped up in there and was apologizing to him for lying. And the one lady said, she's here apologizing. And they're all like, who? Oh, God. Yeah, it's the full bushbacking style. Oh, Miss G, does she ever? Oh goodness. Okay. Let me hit this link. Eddie's gonna come up, guys, and join us. Who do I have here that can drop Eddie's link? Yeah, creep. Yes. Yes, I'm telling you, Red Rooster. It was a whole clone. That's what I'm telling you. There are trolls out there that will do a whole clone of you. That's why I have to be so careful about different things, guys. Eddie is uh All Things Serious, Miss G. Have you ever been to All Things Serious? I think you will love Eddie. He's got a voice like this. What's up, Eddie?
What's going on, young lady? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Eddie?
I've been doing all right. I saw you going live and hearing your voice, and I'm like, oh boy, let's see how she's doing.
Yeah, I had a bit of a tough day. I just miss my boys. I miss my boys when they were little. I miss my family. I miss my grandchildren. It's the holidays that usually get to me, but today really hit me because I was watching another content creator that I particularly don't care for, and he took his son to the beach, and he just made it seem like it was such a chore, and he kept yelling at the kid, "Don't get me. Don't get sand on me. Don't get sand." And I'm like, "You're
And you're
at
at
the
the
beach.
beach.
You're at the beach. Don't get water. Don't get wet. We didn't bring an extra set of clothes." It's like, you've been knowing for 3 days that you were going to go do this. You didn't prepare. You know, you
Man.
didn't prepare. Let me put you on screen. There you are. Oh my gosh, I'm sitting here talking to myself. Nothing new, Eddie. Nothing new. don't get scared. So, how
uh,
are you doing, Eddie?
I've been doing all right. Taking care of my mother.
Okay.
Yeah, she's 76.
Okay.
Yep.
My mom was 73 when she passed, so I understand. I took care of my mom too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
swear I think my mother's going to outlive me if she keeps living the way she's living.
Hey, my mother-in-law is 73, and sh- she can run circles around me, man. It's like, what is going on here? It's like the older that she gets, the more agile, she just gets better and better. Now the only thing is the risk of her falling. And she fell the other day in the backyard, and she fell on Friday and didn't let us know until Sunday. And
Wow.
that upset me. And I told her that from now on, under no uncertain terms, is she to leave this house without her phone. Because if she's laying out there, I live on 8.5 acres. If she's laying out there, I wouldn't know it. I wouldn't know where to start to look. Missy, his name is Eddie, and he's got a channel called All Things Serious, and it's about mental health awareness.
So your members of your channel
Hmm.
want to see me on camera.
Yes, please, if you would like to.
That's fine. I'll set up my studio so everybody can see who I am.
Okay, yeah,
It,
yeah. That way they
it,
can get a face to match the voice. I can
yes,
remember hearing your voice and the first time on Mr. P's panel, and
yes.
I can remember thinking he's an older black man. I love your deep voice.
are we talking about Vic? Which Vic are we talking about?
Quick Vic.
Yeah, I love Quick Vic. He's a good friend.
Yeah, that's my brother,
I
man.
yeah, I know where he's at.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
often.
reading in there saying nobody can replace the Vic. I'm like, I don't want to replace Quick Vic.
Yeah, no,
He's supposed to become a guest on my panel too.
yeah. He's okay. I haven't heard from him in a week, but I'm praying that that means everything's going good. And no news is good news, in my life anyway.
Yes.
And
So
so,
you know Smitty, right?
uh, y- S- Smitty,
Yes.
yes, I just haven't been over to his lives in a long time.
He's wild. So how I met it's weird how I met Mr. P. Okay.
Mhm.
Um because I started my channel and I just happened to be on YouTube and I was just checking out other streams and I came across Mr. P and I happened to pop in. And at the time my channel was like super small and I was like low key,
Uh-huh.
and I just wanted to check other things out and try to offer my services to other people,
Right.
because there's people out there that are going through something,
Oh
struggling
god.
with something,
Yes. Yes, Eddie.
so I hop into Mr. P's channel and I'm like, man, there's a lot of people that could use a place of peace in mind.
Mhm.
So I hop in, I'm respectful to Mr. P and his channel, and that's how I met Mr. P, Miss P, Quick
Mhm.
Vic, Vic Ferrari, uh,
Mhm.
met Smitty. So I met Connie Corso's mom.
Yeah, yeah, Cane Corso. Mhm.
Yeah. Um, so Kane Corso is one of my mods on my channel.
Me too. Me too.
So she's a mod everywhere.
We share mods.
Okay. Uh,
Oh,
uh,
Dutney Red Rooster, those Barry White vibes. Do you sing, Eddie?
it depends. I do karaoke.
Oh, you do? Oh,
Yeah.
that
So
would be so much fun. I love karaoke.
I have a friend that's part of my community, but she also has a channel.
Yeah.
And every Friday and Saturday nights they do karaoke.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. So we get up there, and sing, If you get up on panel, you have to sing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you get up on panel, you have to sing a song.
Let me drop your link. I don't have Rebecca in here. Let's see. Hold on just a second. Let me drop your link. I have to pull my phone up and go back up to where you chatted. There you are. Go to channel. Okay, here we go. Okay, guys, there's the link. I just posted it. Sub up to Eddie. And a lot of times, Eddie, you do a Who's Awake too, also, don't you?
Yeah, I haven't been doing it lately.
Yeah. Have you been getting some sleep?
Yeah,
Good, good.
I have insomnia. It's just
I
that
do too.
I have insomnia. But the thing is going live twice a day can be draining.
Yes, it can. I know I've done it. You know, I have two channels.
Yes. Well, this one I know of because
Yeah,
when you come into my chat, I share it.
yeah,
You know, and but like if you, I know you got a lot of friends. You got
yeah.
a lot of people.
There's Isabel. Oh, here comes my big motherfucker is in the house. That's my brother from another mother. Yeah, I've been on YouTube, really chatting now for 2 years and being, in different communities. I came from the Kensington community and then came over and met, I met Quick Vic and we kind of made our own community and then it just all evolved from there. So, and I pretty much, stay to myself as far as in I do on my other channel, my Buzzing About Crime channel. There's a guy that he's a e-beggar and a dry beggar, and I do cover him a lot. So, um, not only that, but there's other things on his record, so I cover that. But that's what I do on
Okay.
that channel, and I do want to cover other crime things. But yeah, that's why I don't my buzzing about crime is not for everybody, so therefore I don't push it like I just let it grow organically,
Yep.
and that's what I've done with my honeybees too, except I pushed it for over a year. I pushed it and now I'm sitting at 13.
I started as a panel guest in true crime,
Okay, okay.
and then while I was a panel guest, I talked about starting a channel where I just talk about mental health. And where people could come to and vent. And get things
Mhm.
off their chest so they can go on with their day.
Yeah, yeah,
And I talked about doing that for a while, and then I started my channel, and I kind of gave true crime a break.
yeah. Yeah, I like to watch true crime, but I don't chat. I don't chat. There's a lot of stuff going over there in those communities that I just don't want to be a part of. But I do like to listen to different, stories and stuff that's going on. I like to listen to different cases that really, touch my heart. Hey, Kikalani, welcome in. Welcome in.
I've never. I was reading somebody about being a lead singer of a unknown band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not me. Not me. Uh, I
I
can do
used to sing in a
karaoke.
yeah, yeah.
I sound like Metallica, so I do some Metallica songs when I do it. Yeah.
Uh, can you do that screaming stuff like that?
No, no, no.
Okay.
I got a friend of mine that can. I got a friend
Oh
of mine that
gosh,
can.
I
You
can't
got,
imagine the throat.
yeah, like this dude can hit every key when it comes to the screaming.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes. He said he has to warm up his pipes for it first before he just
Oh
starts
yeah.
doing it.
Oh yeah, he could kill
Yeah.
him. I mean, he would do damage.
Now I
Yeah.
don't sound exactly like Metallica. You know the song "Pictures" by Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow?
Yeah.
I did that live at a karaoke, and after I came off stage, everybody's like, "Man, you sounded like Metallica." I'm like, "All right, I guess it sounds like Metallica when I do rock music." So I just stick with my Metallica songs.
Yeah. We used to I helped run a church and I was in the band there and we had like a Christian rock band.
Yep.
And my pastor, who is a guitar, I mean, he could play any instrument. That's how good he is. He could just play any instrument. He used to play in a band, and him and his wife did. So for years, they were in the circle of bands, and then they came into church, and that's what they started doing. And so I used to lead sing. Yeah, I enjoyed it. As a matter of fact, this microphone that I'm using now, we saved for all these years. It's a Shure microphone,
Oh yeah.
and that's what I'm hooked up to now.
Oh, so you hold one of those handheld mics, or do you
Well,
finally have one of those stands that you
I
can
have a
sit on your
stand.
desk?
I
Yeah.
would put myself on camera, but I look terrible, Eddie. It's it's 1:30 in the morning.
Hey, you see the hairs growing off the side right here?
I see.
Yeah.
I was just saying the last time I saw you, your head was those were shaved. So
Yes, they were, but I've hit some hard times. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So
yeah.
my car broke down, so I can't get to my weekend job.
Oh no,
Yeah, it is. I
it's like it's one thing after another. It seems like when I talk to people here lately.
but one thing I don't do, and I'll tell you
Mhm.
this,
Mhm.
is when I'm live streaming and talking to my community,
Mhm.
I don't complain about my life.
No, no, I don't do that either.
Some people can see that I'm like in chat, they can see I'm going through something.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah,
and then when they point it out, I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
you can see it? Okay,
Okay,
here's the
yeah,
situation.
yeah. Here's the situation.
And I tell them, and then I move on.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
You
like
know,
that. Thank you, Chandra.
so,
What happened, big motherfucker? You were on the side of the road? Oh hell no! What? I missed something, Eddie. I'm real good about paying attention to my chat too.
oh, me too. Me
I
too.
love my chat. If it wasn't for our chat, we wouldn't have a channel, right? That's how I
Yes,
feel.
yes.
Um, I know, girl. Let me tell y'all. I sent out pictures to my friends today, and this is so funny. Um, I've been on a massive cleaning spree. Okay, we pulled everything out of my bedroom, rented a rug doctor, did our carpets, and we did 3 carpets in one day, 24 hours. My husband did. It dried. We put all the furniture back in a different way, of course. And I don't know if you're like this, Eddie, but for sure I am. That if my surroundings are organized and clean, then I feel better on the inside.
Oh, yeah. You got positive vibes coming through your body.
Yes. Yeah.
Because
And
you're like,
so,
you get the goosebumps. You can sit back and relax and be like,
yes.
woosah.
Yes, exactly. Woosah. So I've been doing this major cleaning and I sent a girlfriend a picture and I'm going through drawers in my bathroom. And you just collect stuff, medicines, band-aids, you know, cough medicine, you name it, it's there. So I'm going through it, and I had it all organized on my bed before I even got it organized and put into the drawers. So I sent her the picture, and she says, "Hey, well, you've already got the job. You're so organized, just an organized mess." I'm like, "Yes, that's my life. That's my life. An
I had to
organ."
move. So the room I'm in used to be my bedroom.
Yeah,
So I turned it into my studio, and I
I
moved my
love it.
bedroom into the living room. And the reason why I did that is because I'm gonna have I might have to have ankle surgery soon.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to be easier for me to get up and go into the kitchen from the living room
Right,
than
right.
it would be for my. I'm not a small individual by any means.
You're very large man, and I don't mean
Yes,
that in a bad way. I mean that in a good way. You How tall are you?
6'6".
6'6". What the fuck? I'm 5'3". You would tower over me.
Yes, my I got a friend that I'm crushing on, and she's 4'10".
4 foot nothing is what you call that.
So, but
Oh goodness. So you're gonna have ankle surgery. What's up with your ankle?
so I have when you injure yourself and the doctor says to do and not to do things,
Right.
and when you're at a young age, you don't listen to the doctor
Mm-hmm.
and you go against the doctor's orders. Well, I did that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And, well, over time,
Hey, Catherine.
the damage kept persisting. So now I could just be walking down the road and roll my ankle.
Oh wow. That's
So
not good.
I had to have an x ray. Now they got to get it approved to do an extensive MRI.
Yeah.
So they could do the MRI and tell me, yes, you have to have surgery, or no, you just got to deal with it for the rest of your life like you have been.
Right, right.
They tried cortisone shots, they don't do nothing.
Mm.
So,
Black girl's in the house. She says she just had ankle surgery. Was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I just had a tendon repair.
that's what they're supposed to do is tendon repairs.
Okay. Okay.
Yep, yep. But, you can't put all your weight on it after you first
Mm.
get it done. So it's going to be a lot easier for when I want to get up on the crutches and hobble to the kitchen and get something to eat while my mom's sleeping. I can easily do that.
Hey,
My mom's 70s.
Trisha.
My mom's 76 and she still likes to cook.
Oh, that's good.
I don't complain.
Yeah.
Quite a few of them, ligaments and tendons need to be repaired. So I snapped every ligament in my left ankle.
Oh, Jesus.
Snapped, not
Ouch.
tore, but snapped.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
yeah. And then the doctor said, stay off your ankle for 7 days and let it
Mm-hmm.
heal, and then don't do any activities for 3 to 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
3 days later, I was back on the basketball court.
Oh.
Tell you, I was
Oh.
young and
Yeah.
not so smart.
Yeah, we don't think about the road ahead, do we?
No, we don't. When you're young, you're invincible until you get older, and you're like, well, I should have listened to the doctor back then.
Trisha is Pat Smith. Pat. Trisha is Pat. She has to come. She's on her iPad today, so she's under a different name under that account. Oh, I love Pat. Trisha. Yeah, Fly Girl said get a walker. It's easier.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't fold in half. My big ass pushing it around. Might start sounding like Grandpa. Hey, Sonny, how you doing? Have you seen my grandkids lately?
Come on in here, Grandpa. How old are you, Eddie?
I'm 43 years old.
Okay, 43. So I'm 50. And my dad's name was Ed. I just want to
So
let you know that.
that's my dad's name is Edward.
Um, yeah.
Well, I feel blessed.
Yeah, he just passed a year ago, April 13th. And
Wow, that's wild.
yeah, I was on a live stream, Eddie. I was actually doing a live stream when I got the phone call that he had passed.
That's crazy. So my daughter and your father share a date.
Oh, really?
Yep. Yep.
I
My
didn't know
daughter
you.
passed away April 13th also.
Oh, Eddie, I'm so sorry. I did not know. I didn't know you had a daughter. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the day she was born.
Wow. I
Spinal.
lost.
You ever heard of spinal bifida?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Um,
Sorry to
that's
hear that.
yeah. My condolences. My condolences. I lost a grandchild at. She was 9 months pregnant, and she stopped feeling him move. And she went to the doctor, and he had passed away. And when she delivered him, uh, his uh, umbilical cord was wrapped so many times around his ankle that it had cut off all blood circulation to his whole body,
Oh,
and it killed him. So, uh, the loss of a child, no matter the age, is still a loss. You know,
yep. And it's tough,
it is tough. My
especially
son
for
passed.
those who never got a chance to grieve.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's exactly. How old were you when this happened?
Uh, 21.
Oh, okay. So this has been quite a while. So
Yeah.
did you grieve at the time or did you not? You didn't. Have you grieved yet? No. I'm sorry. I talk a lot about grief here, Eddie, because I've lost so many people. I do talk about mental health too, but I really like to focus on grief because so many people are grieving. Um, we're just sending hugs to you right now, Eddie. Yeah.
So
So do
you
you?
usually on the 13th of April every year,
Mm-hmm.
I go to where the water is, no matter how cold it is,
Mm-hmm.
and I talk to her once a
Yeah.
year.
Okay.
Well, the past couple of years, I haven't been able to do that.
Okay. And so you feel bad.
Yep.
You feel like she thinks you've left her,
Yep.
but you haven't.
So,
She's all around you.
yep.
She's all around you. Do you have something in memory of her?
I got a tattoo in her name on my chest.
Okay. What was her name?
Angel.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And I have a scarred memory for the rest of my life. And it'll never leave.
You're right.
The last movement she made was in my hands.
Yeah. But that's the greatest gift, Eddie, is that you were able to hold her and see her and I don't know how you believe, but I believe that we're spirit beings placed in a human body,
Yep.
and I believe that all spirits go back to heaven, go back to God. And so that means that my grandson and my son are now with God. And when I go to heaven, I will be reunited, and it will be like I've never missed anything. We only have to suffer here on earth. We have to suffer because I lost my son 4 years ago at the age of 26. He left behind a wife and a 15-month-old daughter,
Oh, that's tough.
and she will not let me see my granddaughter, and I haven't seen my granddaughter for over a year, almost a year to over a year. Yeah,
That's not cool.
not cool and very hurtful. And I've had to put walls up to protect myself, or I'll break, because she's the only thing that I've got left, and she looks just like my son, just like my son. Beautiful. Her name is Heaven. Um, Good night, Red Rooster. Love you, dear. So yeah, everyone, the pain for someone each is different. I have so many friends. I have women in here, who have suffered loss, um, tragic loss, and so we talk a lot about grief here on the Honeybees channel, because, or whatever channel I'm on, I'll shut everything down just to talk to somebody about it, to get them through, because I know how it is to feel alone. I had someone text me today and tell me, you're not alone. You have so many people that love you, and we sometimes forget that whenever we're in pain. We feel like we're alone, even though we know in reality there's people out there. But it's funny how sometimes life can be so mean, because you'll call these people and they won't be available.
Nope.
And that's kind of a little bit, not to blame anybody today. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. It,
It
some
just
people
happens.
understand, some people understand, and some people don't.
Hmm. Right.
Or there's those type of people you can't call because it'll cause a reaction too.
Right.
So I
Hmm.
was talking about today. I was talking about venting. Is venting
About
healthy?
what?
Venting.
Oh yeah,
The,
venting.
the difference between venting and trauma dumping.
Yeah, yeah,
There's a difference between the two. And I was in conversation. Um, I just had to change the subject for a second.
yeah,
We're trying not to, because when I talk about my daughter,
yeah.
it brings me to a dark place
Okay.
because I have two other kids. I have two
Hmm.
boys,
Okay.
and one's 20, and the other one's going to be 9 in October.
Okay.
But when you lose a child, that's irreplaceable,
You're
and it's
right.
the hardest thing in the world, you
Hmm.
know. And I have my mom and my dad, but I'm like mama's boy, and I
Hmm.
know there's going to be a time where she goes away to a better place.
Right.
And mentally, I don't know if I'd be able to handle it.
I thought the same thing too. I'm not gonna lie, Eddie. I thought the same thing too. When my mom got sick and was dying, and I literally had a mini nervous breakdown when she left. And she wasn't scared. She was ready. You know, she loved me, kept telling me I'd be okay. You'll be okay, honey. You'll be okay. And I kept telling her, no, I won't. You're all I got. She
Yeah.
called me her sunshine. And
That's awesome.
I miss her so much, especially on, weekends like this, because even though she was married to a man that was,
Well, just hearing you breathe like that,
yeah,
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 I
yeah.
get the vibe.
And for 25 years, I had to put up with that. And when she got sick, I got the call, come get me, please come get me. And so I did. And and then when I had the nervous breakdown, my sister came and got my mom and took her. And my sister lives an hour away from me.
Yep.
And when my mom died, she totally changed all of the funeral plans. My mother wanted to be cremated. However, they had her lay in a casket with a t-shirt and blue jean pants on, and people paraded by her, and then they had her cremated. And I was told through the grapevine, you better not show up here.
And you still did?
No, I didn't show up. I couldn't get there. It was 5.5 hours away. I didn't have a vehicle to get there, and they knew that.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
that,
talk to my sister to this day because she didn't show up to my son's funeral. So I've lost all of my family except I've got my husband, my son who's 35, and my mother-in-law. And my grandkids. I've got 4 grandkids, but because of the situation with my older son who is an addict, he has 5 months clean now, but the struggles with addiction for the past 20 years has made it, to where the mothers keep the children away from us. I don't know what we have to do with it, but it is what it is.
yep.
I mean, life sucks, and that's why I'm here, is to help people through their shit, because I have shit too. We all have shit. Let's see. Missy says they said there was no way I could have, but I still don't believe that I could have done something different. It's something that I see every day I wake up. Missy, I hope that one day you can wake up and see and know that she's waiting for you. And I hope that that will bring you some peace, honey, instead of seeing her the way she was. And I know, uh, for me, seeing my son die was almost like a two-edged sword. In one way, I was so thankful and grateful to God, but then in the other way, it really, really devastated me, and I could not get that picture out of my mind. And so you have to start changing that process. Start thinking of her in living in heaven. Start thinking of her living and not the way she was. Okay. Try that. Start thinking of it, because I think about Paul all the time, every day, all the time. But when I think of him now, I think of him being alive and being in heaven. I don't see him laying there dead anymore. And if I do, I have to remind myself, hey, that's not how he is now. That's not how they are. It's okay to cry over it. It's okay because we all have to let it out. That's our way to heal ourselves. Is to cry and let it out. It is the worst picture, Fly Girl. I've got PTSD from it. I've got PTSD from my mother being in so much pain that she crawled into a corner and backed away from me because every time I went towards her, she was scared of me. And it was like, it wasn't me, it was the morphine, she was on. She was having such a bad reaction to it. And it just freaked me out. It broke me, man. It broke me because I would never harm, my mother, and for her to, and she reacted like that. My husband ended up helping me take care of her until my sister got here, and it was just terrible. It was terrible, and I broke. I literally ended up in the bed for several years. Yeah, yeah, we do suffer in silence. We do. We put walls up, we suffer in silence, we bottle things up, and then we want to just, hurt somebody, and we don't understand why we're so emotionally unstable. But I have a psychiatrist, I have a therapist, and I do this. Are you there, Eddie?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, okay. Do you have a therapist?
Oh yeah, I got a therapist I see every 2 weeks.
Okay, I do too, every 2 weeks.
Yep, they're trying to get me onto a place where I don't need therapy anymore. And I told my
Yeah,
therapist, I said
yeah.
for as long as I'm in therapy, I'll probably be your client for as long as you do therapy for.
Yeah. I love my therapist.
I said I don't think there's going to be a time where I'm not going to need therapy. I said I deal with so much mentally that
Mhm.
therapy is what I need.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, even though I talk mental health, you know, and even though I talk mental health and I have a lot of people in my circle, I still have to
Mhm.
have somebody I go and vent to.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I,
Exactly.
I, I can trauma dump on my therapist because that's what
Right.
they're there for. That's what they got an
They can
education
yeah.
for. Yeah. And if they can't handle it mentally, then they should not be in that job.
Her little
I
body, I wish so much that I could block that out. My husband was out of town, and I wasn't allowed to say her name for over a year. You still resent him. He wouldn't allow you to say her name, Missy? Oh, that's horrible. I can understand the resentment. Fly Girl, the EMT, could have at least covered him with a blanket. He had no clothes on either, for fuck's sake. That's what was unprofessional on the corner. I'm so sorry, Fly Girl, that you had to see that. I can't imagine that because, Paul was fully dressed. I had just gotten up off the bed. I had been laying beside him, and I had just gotten up off the bed and walked up the stairs into the kitchen, and I turned around, and he rolled over, and if I would have been laying there, he would have rolled over on me. And I don't think I could have handled that. And so I feel like, God, I got up for a reason. And when he rolled over, he was gone. It looked like he just fell asleep, and he was in no pain. He was in no pain whatsoever. I asked him. I made sure I didn't want my baby in pain. Oh, I'm sorry, Trump. I'm so sorry, darling. I love you. I love you so much. And email me, reach out to me. Yeah, we a lot of us hold, we hold stuff in, and for a time, for a season that might be good, to help you get to a place where you can finally start to download it and kind of compute it in your mind. Um, but it takes time, y'all. And grief is so, I can't say my grief is the same as your grief.
Nope.
You know, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be,
Nope.
denial first, anger here, and all. I'm glad that they give you the steps, but what happens when you lose 15 people in 10 years? Really, more than that. I'm just counting my family members, and loved ones. And you lose all these people. Who do you grieve first? Are you at different levels of grief at each person?
I don't think there's different levels.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, in my mind, I was trying to think, how do I do this? Because all of it was there at one time, and I couldn't breathe. I couldn't get up out of my bed, Eddie. I was totally dependent upon my husband for everything. And thank God for him. We've been together 30 years. Thank God for my husband who took care of me, brought me food. I watched Game of Thrones. I can't even tell you how many times I went through every single season.
And how are you doing now?
If it wasn't for YouTube, I don't know where I'd be. YouTube saved my life. And I don't say that in a way of like I would have, done something bad. I wouldn't have done that because I just don't have that in me to do that. But I wasn't living, I was just existing.
I think that's a lot of us. We exist.
Yeah, we
A lot of
do.
us just exist.
Yeah, you just move through the motions.
Yep.
And that's what my therapist and I are working on, learning how to cope and deal to where I can
Move
enjoy
forward.
life again and
Learn.
be
Yeah.
living.
Learn how to
And
move forward. You can't move on.
right.
You can move forward.
So it's been 4 years. My husband and I have been here together. My son passed right before COVID hit. So we kind of grieved alone because COVID hit. And he had an essential job. So he did have to go out and work. Um, but in that, I watched my husband become depressed. And he's never dealt with mental illness ever. So it was a situational depression for him.
Yep.
And he's coming out of that now. He's fixing to leave and go to work. And it's something great for me too, because I'm going to have to come out and be independent now. Drive myself to the doctor, go to the store when I need cigarettes, blah, blah, blah. Because he does all that. And now he's going to be gone for a week at a time.
Yep.
And so our life is changing, but it's for the good. It's for the good. So, Fly Girl says, I went and put myself in an intensive patient program I started on Tuesday. I've been stoked for 4 years. I'm so proud of you, Fly Girl. Bless your heart. I am so, so proud of you for doing that. I just want to cry right now thinking about it. I'm really pleased to hear that you're doing that, and I believe it will help. I really do. Oh, I
I
know. Yeah.
I have
Go
a
ahead.
friend that stays with me
Mm-hmm.
that struggles with alcoholism.
Yeah.
He's been sober a week,
Mm.
and you know, I've been sober 13 years.
Yeah.
So him staying with me is going to help him.
Right.
He has a job and stuff like that, but certain things triggers him, and he has urges. And I said, bro, when you have an urge, talk to me.
Yeah.
Talk to me. I'm here.
Yeah.
So
My
addiction,
dad
no
was.
matter which way you look at it, it is a struggle because they do it to cope with something
Oh yeah.
because they're afraid to face it.
Yeah. My dad was an alcoholic. He drank beer. That was his drug of choice. Beer, along with anything else he could probably get his hands on. LSD.
Oh
My
my lord.
brother, my brother was an alcoholic. He drank beer and he was a drug addict. Um, in the 80s and 90s. Excuse me. My mother was clean as a whistle, and she just smoked cigarettes. And but yeah, so addiction runs in my family, and the only thing I've ever been addicted to is marijuana.
Oh,
Uh,
that's not an
and
man.
to me, and I was just to say, to me, it's not an addiction. Actually, it's what has helped me cope
Yes.
all of my life. And now that I'm 50, I have a medical marijuana card, and so that's I do take meds. I do um you know take meds. I don't know if you're on anything, but
Oh yeah. If I wasn't on my medication, I'd probably be in prison.
yeah, yeah, me too, Eddie, me too. I will never stop taking my medicine. I learned many years ago. Don't fuck around with that. Don't do that.
We be paying a visit to the state penitentiary if I didn't take my meds.
Or the mental health institution.
Well, I've been there twice, so
Oh, have you?
oh,
Have
I
you?
got no shame in a minute. And you need help,
Yeah, yeah,
and you
yeah.
can't
Of
do it by
course.
yourself. You go pay a visit to the local hospital and you say, "Hey, I'm here because I need help." So
Now, see, I've never been there, but my mother, she had a nervous breakdown in her 20s. And she woke up one day. She told me the story. She woke up one day and she could not talk. She had just literally shut down.
yep.
And they ended up putting her in a hospital here several hours away from where we are. And she was there and they did all kinds of stuff, shock therapy, all kinds of stuff back, in the 60s and 70s. Um, but, later on in years, you know, my mother was a enabler. I guess what some women would call weak because she believed in submitting to the husband to the point of damaging herself, and I don't believe in that. I believe in submission, out of respect for a partner, and it goes both ways, in my opinion. But it did not go both ways in that relationship. Therefore, um, there was many times I didn't have conversations, relationships with my mother for years at a
Yep.
time. Um, we would just be cut off from each other. And it was sad. It was sad because at the end, I felt guilty, and I've went over this with my therapist now. Um, guilt and things like that, and that's pretty much a lot of what I dealt with first. Going through therapy with her as we touched on all of the guilt because I was racked with guilt over my son's death. Uh, just some of the things I wish I would have known, but I had to remember, and she had to remind me that he was 26, he was married, he had a child of his own, and he was responsible for his own life. That I couldn't take that into my hands and be responsible for that. And so, that was hard for me. Oh, I need a cigarette.
No, you don't. You want one. You don't need one.
Well, yeah, I want one.
I quit smoking after 27 years.
You know what? I quit smoking, Eddie, and when my son died, no lie, I was at the funeral home and I walked out and I saw somebody standing there smoking a cigarette. And I looked at him and I said, "Give me a cigarette, please." And they handed me one and I lit it up. And I've smoked for 4 years. So I know I can stop.
It's the stopping that's the hard part.
Sure, because and my son hated smoking. He smoked weed, but he hated smoking cigarettes. He did not smoke.
So if he hated it, why did you pick it up? Back up.
I didn't think about that at the time. What I was thinking about is I am fixing to throat punch some people up in this bitch if I don't get a cigarette. That's what I was thinking. Oh my
goodness. Did you
goodness.
still throat punch anybody after you smoked the cigarette?
No, I didn't feel like throat punching anybody. It was kind of like having a Valium at the time, is how I felt, to be quite honest with you. What's up, Mr. P? Here, can you come up, Mr. P? Mr. P, Mr. P. I'm going to come up on my phone, Eddie. I'll be right back.
All right. Mr. P. Oh, you're on the road? He's Ubering tonight. Mr. P is Ubering tonight.
All right, let me drop the link.
I like Mr. P.
Yeah, Mr. P is my buddy. He came on the other night, and I was like, I tried to stay awake, and his ass was late. I'm like, where the fuck is Mr. P at? So I fell asleep, and I have insomnia, so I'll sleep for an hour and a half, and I wake up. And I come back on, and he still wasn't on. I'm like, oh my God, Mr. P, what the hell? What is up? And then I wake up at 6 and he's on. He's got 6 people on the panel, and I
You
wasn't
know,
getting on.
you ever thought about doing this on your channel? You ever thought about doing this, Honeybees? Is
Doing what?
because I'm pretty sure a lot of your members have a story that they never
Oh yeah.
shared.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
You ever thought
She-
about getting them to share their story with you? And then you do what they call story time, and you share their
Oh.
story, but you leave them anonymous.
Oh no, I've never thought about that.
That's what I usually do. But right now, like everybody shares their story on my channel, so they talk about it.
And
But
they just remain anonymous.
what I normally do is like, say for example, hypothetically, Mr. P had a story and he wanted to share it, but he didn't want nobody to know where it came from. What I would
Right.
do is I would record a video sharing the story, and I would read it like it was me.
Right.
So, oh, Isabel said it's 9 a.m. here. My day is starting.
Yeah, she's in France.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
I
cool.
would definitely love to do that. I'll have to get with you on how you do that, how you do the voiceover videos. Like, how do you do that? Do they tell you the story and then you just
So
repeat it?
they email it to you.
Hmm.
They email it to you, and you keep it anonymous, right?
Of course. Yeah.
And what you do is you just do a video. You record yourself reading the story,
Okay. And you
and
just
you
call it
read it
story
like it's you.
time.
Yes,
Okay.
and you
Got
do
you.
it like it's you telling the story,
Got you.
right?
I got you. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Hmm.
but yeah, I got a few
That's a
friends in
great
my,
idea.
yeah, that's what I do on my channel.
Yeah.
I have 2 story time videos. It's called
Okay.
Story Time with All Things Serious.
We could do
So
story time with honeybees.
there you go.
Yeah, we have people from all over in here, Eddie. We have
I got
uh
the UK in my channel. I got New Zealand in my channel.
yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
So
Yeah,
we get people out Canada. Hey.
yeah.
I get a few
Canada,
people in Canada.
Australia.
Yeah, Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I got a good friend of mine, Aussie True Crime.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, she's a true crime creator. Um, she comes around. Like if I promote a channel, she'll subscribe, and then if she hears that I'm around, she'll come
Come
follow
pop
me in.
in. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I do that. I used to do that with Quick Vic, and that's how I've moved all over in different places, different communities. And I used to go on Mr. P's a lot. I still like to go on Mr. P's, and he comes on mine a lot. The women love him. And, I love him too. I mean, I could be his mama. He's 34, so I could be his mama, you know?
yeah. Mr. P. Like I said, I met him just by coincidence. So
There's Mr. P.
Hey, I can only come up for a minute, but I just wanted to say hi. I don't have my headphones, unfortunately.
Okay, we can still hear you.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna. It's I had to hold my phone, and it's probably not great for safety for Uber,
Right.
but I did want to say hi, and it's nice to see Eddie here, man. How you doing?
all right, brother, how you doing?
Excellent. Yeah, I was talking to this guy Sam Hill, who's a clinical psychologist, and I was telling him about your channel, and so I think he dropped the link, and then he should be popping his head in at some point.
Oh, that's cool. I'd love to have him up on panel.
Awesome.
Yeah. I told him because I was saying exactly what you do, and he's like, "Oh, well, I'm a clinical psychologist," and it's like, "Yeah, I know. That's why you should go." And then I told him you're no drama because he gets a little bit. He's a little bit drama centric, but I told him like, he doesn't do that, and he's like, all right, I'll behave.
Yeah. Oh, a little drama never hurt a little something, a little something. Yeah, I don't like drama on this channel. Now I do drama on my other channel.
Yeah.
I'll leave it for that. That's where I take out all my anger and frustrations.
I hear you.
Yeah, I can't create another channel for that.
Yeah.
Because I go
Well,
back to my mental health channel and they'll be like, "What's wrong with you?"
well, if you knew the background story on this whole thing, you'd probably have a little bit of a different outlook. Why I have that channel, and it's only for one of that purpose. So
Yeah.
it's it has to be done. It has to be done. He's not a good man. So to have a platform, and Mr. P knows what I'm talking about.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
no,
sure.
totally. And I mean, I tried to. I started the live with the intention of only going for live for like an hour and talking about the Israel, Palestine conflict, and then it
Yeah.
just like Banana came up, Mike Cerrone came up, and then all hell broke loose.
Yeah, I saw that. My husband woke up to it being on the computer with ham bananas cussing.
I had to mute
I
him a
left
couple
it up.
times. He was out of control.
Yeah, that's what Larry said. He was like, he said he was up on Mr. P's just going at it. And I said, I had left it open because what I did was I left it open thinking you were going to come live, and I forgot to put it to my homepage. And I guess when you finally came live, it just played. It gave you a whole view and everything. Oh, but I
That's
missed the whole
hilarious.
damn thing. But I did
Yeah.
talk to my husband about what your title was, and he said, "Very interesting, Mr. P. You went down that hole, didn't you?" He said.
I mean, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, I'm on the car audio, so it sounds terrible. I'm sorry, guys. Shit.
He's like, "Shit."
Something happened.
Rolled cigarettes. Fucking. All right, hang on.
Yeah.
We're holding.
I'm hanging with my nails.
We're holding on, Sonny. It's okay.
We'll get there any minute now. Miss G says, "Can I ride with you, Mr. P?" Oh, Crust is live?
My bad.
That's
Can you hear
cool.
me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I flicked a cigarette, and it's one of those self-rolling ones, and it came right back in the car. I was like, oh, shit. Fucking.
I should tell you a story about that one. I should tell you a story about a situation like that. You want to hear a story? Here's
Yeah,
story time. Okay, so me and my buddy were driving to the studio because my brother's an artist. He's a hip hop artist, and he decided to smoke a jibba, right? And he's done with it, and he flicks it out the window, and it comes back, and it lands in his hoodie. And all of a sudden, you see smoke coming up, and he's so stoned that he looks at me, and he's like, I think I'm on fire. Doesn't try to put it out or nothing. Just nonchalant. He's like, I think I'm on fire.
Oh no.
So I had to
Just
pull
says it in
over
like
and
a
put it
slow,
out.
like slow high voice, like
Yeah, it was hilarious. It was hilarious.
Let me take a
Uh,
moment to address Missy. Missy, I am so sorry that if you felt I wasn't responsive enough. I apologize, sweetheart. Um that was not my intent at all. I hope you know that. Uh, please know that I'm very responsive.
yeah. It's hard being up on these. It's hard being up on a panel and then like trying to run a channel and then like sometimes you just get caught up and these
It
messages can
is.
sometimes like just go by the wayside, and it's never
Yeah.
intentional. It usually is just like there's just so many things going on, I know it sucks because like we always try to like make sure we address every comment, but like
Yes,
sometimes
of
we're not
course.
able to. But I can tell you, Honeybees takes it very seriously, and when she does see it, she always puts her heart and soul into it. So
Yeah, and I love Missy. Missy knows that, and I'm sorry, Missy. I apologize for not being more responsive, and I don't want to come off insensitive. And I thank you for sharing your story. I know that that was very, very, very hard for you to do.
it was nice. What was her name that was up the other day? It was like Loner or something. Hopeless Loner, I believe it was.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it was. She was. I know she doesn't normally come up on panel, but it was nice listening to her story and having her come up. I hope she's doing okay.
yeah. She is. I would love to do what Eddie was talking about. Um,
The story time. That's awesome. Yeah.
yeah, the story time. Yeah, that way it could be anonymous and, because I like to get, more involved. And, like you said, it's difficult when you run a panel and you have, two guests and you've got people in the, chat, but that's no excuse. I just want Missy to know that I didn't mean that whatsoever. I apologize. I hope she's still in the chat to hear me.
Yeah. No, I get it. I've had some people like there's been a couple of times where you have somebody and there's literally saying like they'll send like multiple messages, and I'll be like focused on like Cerrone, going off or something, or Ham Banana won't stop talking, and then that person will feel like I'm not paying attention to them, which to be honest in that case I wasn't. But it's tough. It's tough to try to dedicate your attention all the time, especially when it's like you can tell that person really is wanting a response from you. I've made that mistake a few times, and we're always trying to do better. But we're definitely not
Yeah,
perfect.
'cause yeah, and Missy
I'll be right back,
Missy
guys.
knows. Well, I'm not going to say what Missy knows. I just know that I know how it is to go into chats. I used to share my story, and nobody would give me the time of day, and I don't ever want any of my people to feel like that ever. And so I ask for your forgiveness, Missy. I ask for your forgiveness. I know that that was the hardest thing you've done, sweetheart. And you just opened your heart up and you spilled it out, and I just appreciate for you that. We're all hugging you tight, Missy. We all love you here. Let me come back up on my computer so I can sound good on my microphone.
If I did anything wrong, Missy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry also. Sending you hugs.
Hey guys, I'm gonna jump, but you guys have a good night, okay?
All right, you too, Mr. P. Drive safe.
Yeah. Oh, honeybees, have a
Okay.
good night, okay? I gotta jump. I gotta do
Let me turn my
my ride
volume
here.
up.
You guys have a good
What I
night.
miss? Okay, Mr. P. Thanks for coming up, bro.
All right, man.
Be
Bye
safe,
bye.
hon. Oh, I bet you she don't want to see that arrow. I promise, Miss G. That'll probably make her sick. Oh gosh. I know, honey. I just don't want you to feel as if I'm insensitive because I should have spent more time, and you're right. Just know that I love you with all of my heart. I don't pretend to know your pain. All I can do is be here to help and to let you know that this is a safe place. And I want you to know that I care. I do care. And I'm sorry that I missed it. I missed it, Missy. I missed it. I could go to the bathroom online and that could make everybody laugh.
Oh
I just
man.
oh I did that one night when Vic was up on panel. Oh, Eddie, it was terrible. It was terrible. I was so embarrassed. I'm
Right.
telling you, I was so embarrassed. I took the phone to the bathroom and I stood it up on my sink. And I instead of pressing the mic button to put it on mute, I hit the button on the camera. And oh no, Missy, you're more than that, sweetheart. No, you're way more than that, sweetheart, to me. Yes, this is a chat to run, like Mr. P said, but you know as well as I do, I usually don't miss stuff like that. And so you're not just a part of the chat, you are more than a part of the chat to me. Every single one of you are. So,
I try to run my chat the same way.
yeah, I
But
am usually right on top of it, and it is difficult, but I don't want anyone to ever feel like someone comes before my chat, you know?
yeah,
Yeah. We have, that's the thing is that my chat and your chat, Eddie, and I don't know how long you've been doing this, but I've been doing this channel for almost 2 years now.
I've been doing it since August of last year.
Okay.
And
So there's
I've
a
had a few
lot of
people
hurting
coming.
people,
There is.
and I don't know about you. It sounds to me like you're an empath. Are you an empath?
Oh yes.
I'm definitely an empath, which means I put myself, empathy is different from sympathy.
Yeah.
Empathy is putting yourself in that person's shoes and walking it out in your mind. That's empathy. Sympathy is, oh, I just feel for you. I have sympathy for you. And I'm a full empath. I feel others' pain. And a lot of times, it can get overwhelming, but hey, don't worry about it. What's up? Welcome in. 2:36. We've been going for an hour and 36 minutes. But yeah, I can't remember what I was saying now, Eddie.
Being an empath.
Oh, being an empath. Yes. Yeah, I'm definitely an empath. I didn't know how to handle it in my 20s and 30s. I started learning in my 40s. How about you?
Uh, I've, the crazy thing is, even when I was before therapy, I've always been an empath. Um, Before I even started going to therapy, and all that, I've always been able to handle other people's issues, just never been able to handle my own,
Right.
if that makes
Right.
any sense.
Yeah. Yeah. It does. Makes all the sense in the world.
For a long time, you know, I lived life um, and not had a care in the world.
Yeah.
And I drank every day. I didn't care about nothing, nothing. I just wanted to. The only reason why I really drank is to go to sleep because I couldn't sleep. So I would drink until I fell asleep.
Until you fell asleep. Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'd wake up and go to work and do it all over again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Lunchtime was liquid lunch. Get out of
Mm-hmm.
work, go to the shop, do more work, and working at the shop, and then drink, and then go home. I didn't drive. Good thing I didn't drive.
Night, Missy. Love you.
You know, alcoholism ran strong in my family.
Yeah.
Generations, generations. My grandfather, my father, me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about my great grandfather and his father. I don't know all that, but I just know on my dad's side of the family it ran deep, and it was just a struggle. And then one day I'm in college, and you know about Pandora's box, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that got opened up in
Oh,
college,
mm.
in school, in class.
Mm.
A certain subject triggered Pandora's box, opened it up,
Yeah. Okay.
and I had a mental breakdown in class.
Um, oh. At 21?
No, this was at 30.
Okay.
I was working on my bachelor's. I had already finished my associates, and
Okay.
I
I
was
got
working
you.
on my bachelor's. And I never finished my bachelor's degree. Never finished it.
Yeah.
Uh, I ended up dropping out of college. Started drinking heavier, and then I was in between a rock and a hard place. I was like, go admit myself into the hospital and get help, or drive off this bridge.
Mm.
I had nobody to go to. I had to do it all on my own.
Mm.
My mom didn't understand the pain I was going through, so I couldn't go to her. And I really had nobody else that I could turn to at the time. I had to deal with everything on my own. So I admitted myself into the psych hospital, and that was 13 years ago.
Yeah. So you've been clean 13 years.
I've had a few mistakes. No
Yeah,
one's perfect,
of course.
but I've never relapsed.
Mhm.
You know, mistake is a mistake, a relapse is totally different.
Right.
No, I'm lying right there. I'm lying right there. I relapsed once. And the one time I relapsed, I ended up back in the mental hospital.
Okay.
But each time was me admitting myself because I knew I was going to go somewhere I didn't want to be. So it was me crying out for help, and I got the help I needed.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Uh,
I've been through a lot, and that's why I do what I do, share my story.
yeah. I really feel fucking terrible right now.
You got Missy's number?
Yeah, I do. I
I'd give
do.
her a
I,
call.
I just feel fucking terrible. I missed it. I missed it. I just missed it.
Well, Miss G said to give Melissa her phone number.
Yeah. I'm trying to go back up. Let's see. I want to read everything.
I'm sorry if I threw the chat off.
No, you didn't. You didn't, Eddie. It is usually I'm by myself, and
Yeah.
it is quite difficult to talk and then, yeah, I missed it. Mr. P was coming up and all that. I missed this whole thread that she said, and I totally fucked it up. I owe her a big apology, so I'm gonna go. I've got to call her. I've got to call her because I can't let that go. I won't be able to sleep tonight. No, Trisha, you haven't said nothing wrong. No, you haven't said nothing wrong, honey. We're Debbie Downers. Wah, wah, wah. Tonight, if I had a beer, there would be a tear in my beer. Who wants to play a game of Twister? That's my girl, always trying to make me laugh.
Twister would be very interesting amongst older people, especially when we can't move like we used to.
You're right
We
about
get
that.
stuck in compromising positions.
Yeah, we might get stuck there and not be able to move.
Yes,
Big motherfucker says, I have a question.
I'm all answers. If I can answer it, I will. I hate that there's such a delay.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many seconds the delay is. So my definition, okay. All right. So how do you differ between a relapse and a mistake? As an RSS, I'm always intrigued in people's views, and as it might help somebody else. Okay, so this is me. All right, this is how I look at things. I look at things differently than other people. So, say for example, I'm with a bunch of friends socially, and I have a beer. That's a mistake. A relapse is when I go on a bender, and I did that once. Um, I was mentally in a bad place. I wasn't seeing my therapist. I wasn't getting the help I needed. I was just in a very bad place mentally, and I went on a binge. And I knew it was going to get worse.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I went into the hospital. So, what I mean by a mistake is having a beer, and that's it. That's a mistake. Um, I know I don't I don't know why I make mistakes, but it's not like it's probably like once a year or twice a year I make the mistake.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not um like say for example, it's my birthday and a bunch of my friends come over. I can't tell them not to drink.
Mm-hmm.
That's their life. They know I don't drink. Most of them are respectful. The other ones, I can't control what they do.
Mm-hmm.
It's my birthday party. People want to have a few drinks. That's fine. I do hang out with a rough crowd. So if I have a beer, I get bitched at for it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, it's socially, come on now. But I do get yelled at for it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I consider a mistake.
Yeah.
It's like I'm drinking a whole case.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes any sense for people. It makes sense for me.
There's some people that can't do that at all.
There
There's
is.
some people that can't take even a drink because then it just comes, they just go all the way.
Yes.
Instead of just being able to have a social drink in recovery, I don't think is a big deal unless you can't do that. And you have to know yourself. You have
So
to be real with yourself.
big motherfucker was like, okay, thank you. Always try to explain it to my clients as a mistake. It's just that. But relapse, it's usually something you have control over, but you just ignore it.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I relapsed, um, when I relapsed, my grandmother was on her way out. I'll just tell you that.
Hmm.
And I got taken advantage of by a group of people when I helped them move. I had to foot half the bill by myself with no help in return. And I
Mm-mm.
wasn't able to see my family when this happened. You
Jeez.
know, so
Mm.
yep.
We all have our stories, don't we?
Oh yeah, we live and we learn from them. And if we're not learning, we're not living.
That's true. That's true. My daddy used to tell me, he was a big proponent of learning a new word every day. And I've just taken that on in my life, just to be prepared to learn try to learn something new every day. In the past 2 years, I've taught myself how to use StreamYard, how to run channels, how to upload, how to do this, how to do that. And, you know, my
It's
son would
great.
be so proud.
I'm gonna start doing YouTube shorts because my
Hmm.
my main target is to try to target males when it comes to
Oh,
mental
yeah.
health.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, because us men, all right,
Hmm.
a lot of us are not in touch with our emotions,
True.
and if we cry, we're looked at as weak.
Exactly.
There's a stigma with men in mental health, and I
Yep.
don't understand the stigma.
I don't either.
I always say learn something new every day. It makes me realize I don't know shit.
Don't know shit. That's so true, Big. That's so true. Oh gosh.
So, but that's cool that you work in a rehab.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Big has helped me out a lot um in reference to my son because he's 35. He's been in rehab. I don't even know how many times. He just got out of rehab 5 months ago. He's been in or 4 months ago, and he went into a sober living. And then he had to go back to rehab because someone stole his Suboxone, and then he got the shot. And then got back out of rehab, and they wouldn't let him come back to the sober house because he owed money, which I couldn't pay. So it's like, because I can't enable him. And my therapist had to tell me, you keep calling him your baby, but he is not a baby. He is your son who is 35 years old.
Yeah,
And he has to learn how to, you know, stand on his own 2 feet. And what I've failed to realize, and me and my husband talk about this is, and I don't know if this is true, but I've been told that when when you start using drugs at that young of an age, you get kind of stunted in your growth. And he started really heavily using at 17. Uh, and it's been like that, it went from pills, all the way up to meth. And thank God, and it probably even got into fentanyl just because of how everything's being cut, these days. So, um, he's been through a lot, it's like, is he really stunted? Because that's just how it seems to me. You know what I'm saying? It seems
yeah,
like I'm dealing with a child, and I don't know. It's been difficult. So big MF has helped me through it.
I like what he said.
But just like
Just like
almost everyone else, I started by being a patient. I'm a strong believer that if you haven't been through it, you can't understand it. Yeah.
correct. That's why. And the one thing I can't stand hearing, the one statement I can't stand
Mm-hmm.
with a passion is just get over it.
Oh,
That's the one statement. If I hear that from somebody, I quit talking to them.
yeah, yeah. I'm done.
Yep. Bye bye.
I'm
Swift
done.
kick in the booty. Out the
Don't let
door
the
you
door
go.
hit you in the. Don't let the Door hit you in the ass while you're going out.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you should never tell someone just to get over it.
No,
You can't just stop it. You can't
because you don't
just,
know what they're going through.
heck no.
You don't live in their brain.
You don't know their pain.
Correct.
I had a girlfriend do that to me. I came
I
out
told
one night and said something about my son, and she made a statement. Why are you being such a Debbie Downer? Now is not the time to talk about that, or something like that. And that was the end of a 20-year relationship of being a friend. If you've known me for 20 years, you had no right to say that. You've known my son since he was a baby.
Yep.
I want to talk about my son, and it's my house that you're at. You know. I think a lot of times, Grammy, for TC, he admits, that he's an addict when he has to have somewhere to go. And that's what really, really upsets me. And, well, I don't know if you noticed, Grammy Cat, but when we were talking about Paul the other night, V-Man came in, and that is TC's son. V-Man is my grandson. And he left a comment saying he loved Paul and he loved his dad. That no matter what, that was still his dad. And I screenshotted that and I sent that to my son because he's clean now and it's time for him to reach out, you know.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, Grammy has a son who is addicted and he's out on the streets.
That's tough.
Yeah.
And you can't. There's nothing you can do.
No, there's nothing you can do.
My
You can
my
beg.
my brother was the same way. My mom kept enabling it by giving him money constantly. And I said, Ma, you got to stop giving him money. You got to stop giving him money because all you're doing is you're feeding the habit. So
Yeah.
I tell my brother if he's got a bill that he needs to get paid, give me the info and I'll pay it.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Oh, wow, Grammy. Oh, my goodness.
$18K at a casino a couple weeks back, and he's probably blown through it already. I mean, if I won $18,000 at a casino, man, I'd pay my car off.
Yeah.
It'd be in
I
the
get a new
shop.
car.
I'd pay my car off, get everything in it fixed, put in the shop, have a whole new complete exhaust done that I need to get done.
Wow.
Yeah, get everything fixed on it. If I won $18K in the casino. Miss G, right? What casino? That's probably where I lost.
Oh, that's funny. Well,
Yeah.
guys, I think I'm going to shut this down. I'm getting sleepy.
All right.
I've been
You have a
on
good night,
2
honeybees.
hours. Thank you, Eddie, so much for coming up, and I hope we do this again.
You're always welcome up on my panel too sometime, honeybees.
Of course, I'll have to come over there and say hi to everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, you're more than welcome.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, you have a good day, honeybees.
You too, sweetheart.
I'm gonna drop down so you can say bye to your community.
Okay, thank you. Okay, guys. I hope everyone had a good time. Um, I apologize once again for missing out on Missy's post. I did go back up and read them, so now that I'm aware of what she shared, and my heart is broken. Um, please, everybody, keep Missy lifted up, and know that sometimes I don't get everything right. Sometimes I miss things and I fuck up, and I really fucked that up. So yeah, but I love you guys. I hope that you have a wonderful day. I hope everyone has a wonderful Memorial Day. It's just me and Larry and Mom. So we're just going to chill out. We're working around the house. Miss G, love you, girl. Trisha, thank you for being here. Take care of yourself. Grammy, love you, girl. Everybody, thank you, Eddie, for being here. Shout out to Mr. P for being here. And I know, Grammy. I still feel like I know. Okay. All I can do now, I've done what I can do. So I love you, everyone. I'll see you on the next live. I don't know when I'll be back. I may take the rest of the weekend off. Love you guys. Honeybees out.